What's going on, folks? This is LB the Realist with Surrealistic Studios, Surreal News, where the real is surreal. So, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says he's not going to let testing or national testing get in the way of making this deal with Nancy Pelosi. I have an article by The Hill here that we can go ahead and get into because I believe there's some very pertinent information that just came out today. So, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin suggested Thursday that President Trump will press Senate Republicans to accept a massive coronavirus relief package if a deal with Democrats emerges, according to the office of Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat in California. Trump in recent days has urged Congress to go big as lawmakers weigh another round of emergency stimulus, indicating Thursday that he's told Mnuchin to seek more funding than the $1.8 trillion proposal offered by the White House last week. Yet Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican of Kentucky, has rejected such a high figure, citing opposition from a long list of conservatives in his conference. McConnell is expected to stage a vote next week on a much smaller package in the range of $500 billion. On a call with Mnuchin on Thursday afternoon, Pelosi raised concerns about McConnell being a roadblock to a larger aid package, even if Democrats in the White House can seal an agreement. I laugh because she's calling McConnell a roadblock. It's like the pot calling the kettle. Yeah. All right. The Treasury Secretary, according to Pelosi spokesperson Drew Hamill, assured her Trump would intervene to lobby the majority leader on behalf of the legislation. The speaker also raised Leader McConnell's comments today about not being willing to put a comprehensive package on the Senate floor. The secretary indicated that the president would weigh in with Leader McConnell should an agreement be reached, Hamill tweeted. Trump's impact on the fate of the still elusive deal remains to be seen. Republicans on Capitol Hill have, throughout Trump's tenure, mobilized behind their Oval Office ally on a host of legislation, both mundane and controversial. Yet, with Trump trailing in the polls and McConnell fighting to save vulnerable GOP senators and keep his majority, cracks in the facade have begun to emerge. McConnell on Thursday said in no uncertain terms that he won't call a vote on a stimulus bill anywhere near the size Pelosi and Mnuchin are discussing. That's where the administration is willing to go, McConnell told local reporters in Kentucky. My members think $500 billion, highly targeted, is the best way to go. The GOP divisions arrive as Pelosi and Mnuchin continue to seek a bipartisan coronavirus deal before the November 3rd elections. For almost a week, the sides have remained roughly $400 billion apart, with Pelosi sticking to the Democrats' $2.2 trillion proposal passed by the House earlier in the month, and Mnuchin offering $1.8 trillion last week. The sides have also disagreed on specific legislative language dictating how funds will be allocated. But on Thursday, the pair made some headway. Mnuchin said he had largely agreed to Pelosi's demand for a national testing strategy, featuring $75 billion for testing and tracing, as well as specific language on that topic, subject to some minor issues. I think, quite frankly, we won't need to spend all that money, but we're happy to take the money, he said in an interview with CNBC. Hamill said the White House will deliver that offer formally on Friday. The secretary stated he would accept Democrats' language for a national strategic testing plan with minor edits, and that language would be shared tomorrow, he said. The speaker looks forward to reviewing. Yet, there's been no indication that the sides have come closer on what is perhaps the greatest barrier to a deal, funding for state and local governments. Mnuchin has offered $300 billion in that area, an extraordinary compromise, he said Wednesday. But the figure falls well short of the $436 billion Pelosi has proposed. $300 billion to $436 billion, a difference of $136 billion here for state and local governments. Can we please just figure this out? Can we please just get it together? Another sticking point relates to a corporate tax break included in the CARES Act that allows companies to apply losses over the past 3 years to taxes they paid in the 5 years previous, a benefit estimated to approach $150 billion. Pelosi and the Democrats are seeking to eliminate that provision in their current negotiations and shift funding into a separate tax benefit for low-income families, a move Republicans are resisting. They're losing their jobs through no fault of their own. Their parents, Pelosi said Wednesday night in an interview with MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell. But no, Republicans insist on having their net operating loss tax breaks for the wealthiest, while they give zero to an earned income tax credit. Earlier in the day, Trump had urged Congress once more to arrive at a compromise, saying he's ready to go higher than either side has proposed. Absolutely, I would. I would pay more. I would go higher. Go big or go home. I said it yesterday. Go big or go home, Trump said during a phone interview on Fox Business Thursday morning. Trump also seemed to criticize Mnuchin, saying the Treasury Secretary, who had led successful negotiations on 4 rounds of emergency relief earlier in the year, simply hasn't come home with the bacon this time around. GOP leaders on Capitol Hill, meanwhile, said it's Pelosi who's blocking an agreement, accusing the Speaker of running out the clock to prevent Trump from claiming a victory before the election. There is one stumbling block to any deal getting through. It doesn't matter the size. The Speaker of the House is the only one that's denying it, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy told reporters Thursday. It's unclear when Pelosi and Mnuchin will speak next, but the sides will continue to trade proposals on Friday. Staff will be exchanging language on several areas where the Speaker and the committees of jurisdiction will review, Hamill said. And again, this article was from The Hill. So, a difference of $136 billion in regards to state and local government funding is all that's holding this deal back. That, in addition to the language of the actual bill and how money is going to be allocated, how that money is going to be spent, which, okay. And also a tax cut that the Republicans are trying to put in this bill, which obviously I don't agree with. The richest, wealthiest people don't need tax cuts right now. The people need tax cuts. The people need help. That's what we should be focusing on. So, honestly, all of the points that they just listed right here on why the deal's not being done is just ridiculous. Congress, get it together. Nancy Pelosi, get it together. The Republicans are at the table on this one. We're not going to get everything we want. Obviously, we're not going to get everything we want because we're not in control of the Senate. We're not in control of the presidency. We're in control of the House, and that's it. Now, if you actually pass a deal and actually get relief to the people the way you're supposed to, then maybe we can actually get the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And then who knows what we'll be able to accomplish then. Especially with a woke constituency. So folks, let me know your thoughts at the bottom of this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Nancy Pelosi has been hardlining this deal for months now. Republicans are at the table. Of course, like I said before, we're not going to get everything that we want in this one deal, but we have to get a deal done. And the points that they laid out are minuscule in comparison to everything that we've had to overcome so far. Get the deal done. Do your damn job. All right, until next time, love, peace, and light, folks. I'm out.